What's up everyone, it's Sam from 64 Wheels, back more at Diecast, and as you can see here, I have a ton of new 2025 Matchbox product to open with you guys today. So we have some moving parts cars, a collector's model, the working rigs truck, and we also have a 5-pack sneaking back here. So this should be really fun. There's a variety of castings, price points, the lines, a little bit of everything for almost every type of collector today. So we'll just kind of hop in, look at each one, and then we'll do an unboxing and check them out closer. So the first one I'll pick up is the collector's line. If you guys have watched any of my Matchbox unboxings before, you'll know that the moving parts line is one of my favorite lines. I think it's the best bang for the buck. Where I really haven't had the best experience, I think these collector's models are a little overpriced, but there are some that are just so good I can't pass them up, and this is one of them. The 1977 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. I just think this is such a good looking car in real life. Like, it's just so muscular. It just is very like gentlemanly hot rod. So very pumped to open that one up. Next up, we'll do one of what I think will be a fan favorite, the Matchbox Working Rigs, the MBX Flame Blaster. So this is a brand new fire truck that I promoted on social media a couple weeks ago when the preview shots came out. This one, really cool. It is an airport fire truck, like a, I don't know if I would call it a foam truck. I guess it's a foam truck, but this one has some really cool detail. I don't know if you can see that where it has the moving part, the hose nozzle moves. And then this right here is pretty cool because as I was looking at it, I noticed it's actually two pieces. So this part back here actually extends out and makes this even bigger, and it's already quite a nice sized truck as you can see here. So I'm really looking forward to opening that one and getting a closer look at it. The 5-pack. So we have the MBX, the Matchbox Road Cruisers too. These are mostly American cars. There's some really nice castings. I like this Nova casting. I'm a fan of this one. So it's got this like really interesting, like almost like hot roddy orange color in that Chevy. Really some good ones. So that one should be fun to open as well. And then we have 6 moving parts cars. So let me see. Let's find the new ones. So the new ones are the Maverick, the Lexus, and I think that, oh no, and the Century. So we have 3 returning ones. The 2024 Matchbox, or of course it's a Matchbox Mercedes-Benz G580 with EQ technology. So this is the electric version of the G-Wagon. It's a pretty cool casting. I think it came out, was it blue? Before, I don't know, but this is a cool casting. I like picking them up. Anything flat black is pretty hardcore. I like that kind of look. Next up, we have the 50 Chevy Suburban in the very vintage looking Matchbox Fire Department livery. This should be a cool one. I love anything vintage, fire, rescue, police, whatever. Really like that one. The 2023 Prius Prime, which is pretty cool. I don't think I found this last year. I thought that, I'm like, is this a new one? But it says 2023. It doesn't have the mark on it. So apparently it's not new, but it's new to me. So this one should be cool to open. And then we actually have the new for 2025s right here. The Ford Maverick in a very like powder blue. It just looks like a really nice color. Very like Miss Bigfoot, if you remember that truck from back in the day. So that one should be fun. We also have the Lexus GX. These are so cool in real life. I wish I could afford one. I might try because they're just awesome. It would make just an amazing family car to stick the dogs and go-karts and extra Hot Wheels in the back. But very nice like desert tan color. Should be fun. And then lastly, we have the 2023 Toyota Century. Just an awesome looking Japanese car. We definitely don't get this one in the States. I wish we did because it looked straight up just, I mean, just very elegant and gangster, like hardcore, very Yakuza at the same time. So that one should be fun. There are a ton of cool castings to open today. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing we will do is the Matchbox Collector, the Aston Martin. So like I said before, this line, these cars are now what, like $4.99, $5. I don't think they offer the same type of value, but they offer a different collecting experience because they do have rubber tires. Some people prefer that. They also do come in the vintage Matchbox box, which a lot of people do like. But when you open your cars, these I just throw into another like box with the rest of my boxes, and I don't really do anything with them because I usually display them or put them in a like a jammer case. So they're not really, I don't really use this box. So I could go without it. I'd rather just them be closer to the price of the moving parts line. But this casting itself looks great. I think they did a good job at like catching the muscular tone of this car, all the like edginess of it and the sleekness at the same time. It's got those like 5 slotted like vintage looking wheels on it. Very cool. I do like that they picked a brighter color for this one. Usually Aston Martin, like when I think of an Aston Martin, I think of like silver for James Bond, or even like a darker, like almost like a British racing green style paint job. More of those kind of colors. But we got this like almost a blue purpley color, and it looks awesome. I think they did a good job on the graphics. They are the printer style tampos, so they are a little pixelated, but on this car, this is one of the better executions of it. I can't really tell. I think because the background color is pretty nice, like it's kind of hiding it. Same thing on the back. You can see it a little bit on the orange part of the taillights, but even the license plate there looks a lot better. The Aston Martin logo is kind of, it doesn't really make, I don't know what, I think that right there on the edge of the trunk is supposed to say Vantage. Maybe, I don't know, it's useless. That part sucks, but the rest of the casting looks good. The only thing I wish they did do is, I don't know if you can see on the graphic right here how it has the orange turn signals, like the running lights at the bottom. It's also on the box. It's not on the car, and I think that actually splits up the bottom a lot better because they don't have the black part of the lower grille painted. And I double checked before this video to make sure that that wasn't an error and mine just didn't have that, but no, they all don't have that. So I think that's a little bit of a design flaw on this one. I would like to see more detail on the bottom to split it up to make it look more like the actual car, especially because this is the higher dollar price point. But overall, especially the mirrors, I mean, this is just an excellent casting. So big fan of this one, and I will definitely buy it in more colors, but I do wish they would update that like lower panel in the front just in the coming releases, because I think that does make a big difference there. So we're off to a decent start. I like that one. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments, if that's one you'd spend the $5 on or not, but they did a stellar job on that. Definitely reminds me of like the old school Matchbox era. So let's do, oh man, it's hard to pick. Let's do the working rigs. Let's do like biggest to smallest, I guess. So this one is cool. The working rigs line, always a fan of this. I can collect these. Really, even if they release this truck 10 more times in different colors, I'll probably buy them all, because you can never have too many big working rigs for your Action Drivers Town or your dioramas or anything like that. But really cool card art. They updated the card art for 2025, so they're a little bit different. It's got that like I think it's an updated, to me it's updated. It looks updated, at least. The graphic looks very just city. It looks like it's going by a ton of stuff. It looks very aggressive. I like it. It's upscale to me. I think they're doing a better job with the branding now. So let's look at this thing. It's got the airport fire graphics on it. Yeah, like I said, 4 axles, 8 wheels. There is a lot of wheels on the sucker. So this metal part right here or did I say middle part right here is all metal. So that is a good chunk of the metal. The rest of it appears to be plastic, this back piece right here and the front piece. So let's go ahead and look at the front. You can kind of see it's got a center driving position, which is very cool. Very McLaren F1 of it. It does have 2 passenger seats on the other sides there. What does that say? Airport support vehicle. The graphics are decent. I think they look pretty good. Does this move at all? No, this is stationary, and then this hose up here does move around, so it articulates 360, doesn't really move up or down. It's just kind of stuck there, so you can just kind of spray like that all over your airport. So let's go ahead and see. So you can see here that this part is this separate piece right here. You can kind of see it's different there too. So let's see if I guess you just pull it. Boom, like that. Man, look at that. So it actually shows a little more detail. You have some hoses, some things that were hidden before that you couldn't see. Same thing on this side. You got a big reeled up hose, but that's cool. That almost like that is a really, really long working rig. So if we compare it, so here is one of the Castrol team transport vehicles. So this is one of the, I don't want to say longer ones, but it does have the extended back on it. So if we line up front to front there, it's actually got a little bit on the team transport there. So that is a pretty long truck. I would say it's probably as long as the other, probably the ladder truck, but that thing looks awesome. I love that they did that, because then it's actually like smaller in the package. Look at that. That's cool. So now you can probably store it in a little bit easier spot too, or you can pop that out and display it. So it's stuck together very nicely. Really good quality on these. I like these. They usually don't roll well. They usually squeak. Let's see if it squeaks. Not bad. It didn't really squeak. So this is a win for me. I think this one looks cool. It is a take on a fantasy, or it is a fantasy take on a real airport fire truck, and I'll try to post the picture of like a real one here so you kind of compare it. But to me, it definitely looks realistic. Again, I don't know, a lot of these look European to me, so I don't know what the brand would be in Europe, but if you told me this was a licensed one, I would believe you, other than like the pop out, because I don't think any real car actually pops out like that, other than like a pop out camper, but it's not like moving the whole entire truck, like there's not a truck hidden inside of it. So again, let me know what you think of this one. New for 2025. I like it. I think it's cool. Definitely be a good addition to all the airport play sets that we've gotten from them. So all right, let's take this 5-pack here. So we have the, what was this? The Matchbox Road Cruisers 2, 65 Mustang GT, 75 Chevy Caprice, the 49 Curtis sports car, the 79 Chevy Nova, and the 70 Chevy El Camino. I think, is the Curtis American too? These all might be American. I will admit, I am familiar with the Curtis car, but I don't know if it's American or not. I've opened it. Was there a blue version of it? Oh, you know what? Someone, I can't remember who it was in the comments, said to open it at, like, open 5-packs at the little perforated part up here. And I did that last time, and it worked so much better. And even though I ripped it, like, look how much easier that is. So shout out to whoever that was. I really appreciate that. Everyone tries to give me good ways to open 5-packs. There's a ton of good ways to do it, but that's probably the best way I've found so far. So here's the Mustang. Again, these are all mainline quality. They're just dollar cars. Some of them have exclusive paint jobs that you won't find anywhere else. Sometimes you'll find them in another 5-pack, but mostly I think these are exclusives as far as I know. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember if we got the Nova like this somewhere else. I want to say we did. Maybe got the Chevy. But they're cool either way, so I'll take them. Really nice white with red stripes. What does that say? Mustang there. Like, look how small that tampo is, and it's clear. Like, those stripes are on there. Excellent. Like, Matchbox does such a good job at their basic cars, just having pretty high quality. The paint looks good. The stripes look good. I mean, just that you can actually read the Mustang there is so nice. For the dollar price point, they do a killer job here. So, it's got those classic wheels on it. I like this casting. This reminds me of the vintage Matchbox, or Leslie Matchbox, one that had the little steering where you could steer the front tires from back in the day. I have one of those, but it's in my storage. This kind of reminds me of that, but I really like the color variation on that one with the white and red. So next up, that big body Chevy. I like this casting. This is one that is scaled a little bit smaller. I don't think it has the scale on it. Because these 70 cars, like I have two 70 Plymouths, or 75 and a 74, huge cars. And this car, I believe, is even longer than those in real life. It's just a monster of a vehicle. And it's kind of, you know, the Mustang, it gets dwarfed in real life, and here it's almost the same size. Like in real life, it's much longer than that, I feel like, because this is an older casting. This might have a, yeah, this one actually does. So this is 1/66 scale. So you can see the scale on that. This didn't have the scale, right? I'm not missing it, right? Yeah, no scale on that one, but it does tend to run a little small, but I really like this casting. This makes a great background car, for dioramas. If you're doing 70s, like whether it's Chips, A-Team, Dukes of Hazzard, whatever your diorama, this is a very affordable background car. Or if you're going for a 70s car dealership, this makes great filler for that. Just a very nice done, like really what Matchbox does the best, a real stock car that just looks great for a very nice price. So here's the Curtis. Again, nice graphics on it. They all have pretty nice tampos, pretty basic plain paint jobs, but this color is absolutely beautiful. It's like a, I don't want to call it candy apple red because it's not metallic, but it's like almost like a dark raspberry color. It looks cool. I think this casting is nice. This is not one of my favorite cars, but the execution of it is excellent. Again, but Matchbox does well. They definitely show what they can do well here. And I love like the fake, how it looks like leather or canvas material. They did a good job with that. Again, this is a dollar price point. This is such nicely detailed for the dollar. Killer. Okay, next up, the Nova. I like this casting. This came out a few years ago. What was it? I think it was light blue the first time. Pretty cool. I like it. I like this. Again, I like 70s cars. I like how boxy they were. This one, the paint job is very interesting. So it says Lugo Engineering, Lugo. I'm probably going to butcher that. Adelaris Racing. I can't see it. The spelling might be cut off a little bit from the tempo. Adlar 58 Racing. And I think Adlar, that's tied into Matchbox somehow, because I think the construction trucks have that too. And I can't remember what it is, but if I find out or like remember what it is, I'll put it on the screen here. But cool casting, again, $1 price point. This makes for a very fun 70s car, just to stick in your collection or like your used car lot or any background car. Or this could be like a bad guy race car or anything like that, but fun to play with. Next up, we have the El Camino. This casting has been around for quite a while. 1997, retooled in 2015, 1/69 scale. So it's a little bit, smaller? Yeah. The bigger the number, the smaller the scale. So again, this is a 66 and 69 scale. So you can kind of see, I mean, they definitely got, that's a bad thing about like this size cars is they have varying scales. But this is a nice casting. It's got a really nice blue color. I like the stripes. This is just a really nice release. Very clean. It's got limited tampos. It would have been cool to have headlights on this one. I don't really care as much on the taillights, but I think headlights usually do add a little bit. But for $1, I can't complain. It's just a beautiful casting, a great Matchbox as normal. So, all right, let's go ahead and unbox the moving parts cars. We will do the returners or the non-new for 2025. So we have the 2023 Prius Prime. So I swear, I do not remember opening this last year, but maybe I did. Or I don't know. Is this new this year and I'm just missing it? It doesn't have it on the box. I straight up do not recall ever seeing this. Oh my gosh, I don't know what was going on there. So, all right, we're what? Year 2, 3 of the red insert. So let's go ahead and see. It didn't really do a lot of damage to this one. So hopefully that means it's getting a little bit better. But people have been really hype on this new Prius. A lot of people are fans of this new design. It definitely looks more futuristic. I think it is much better looking than some of the past Prius versions that we've gotten. The design, it looks very sleek. Definitely more futuristic. But I'm not a big fan of the car in general. But this version is cool. And when you are playing town or doing a city diorama or whatever, having cars like this, like regular cars, like regular traffic cars that you would see everywhere, are so nice to have, especially very affordable, and moving parts versions of these cars is nice. So tampos on this one, it looks like they are pad printed. No, they are actually the printer graphics. Look at that. So that's probably why you can't really see the Toyota logo on there. Same for the back. It says Prius Prime. You can kind of see it, and there's the reverse light at the bottom. Graphics not so good on this one. I'm not going to lie there. I think why does the $1 car right here, why can I read that better than the $2.99 car? I don't know. I don't make decisions, but if I was in charge, I would definitely swap. Or I would just have the $1 tampos on every car. Like, I don't know why they make these tampos worse on the more expensive cars. But this one, moving part, is the doors, and you kind of can see the interior there. Decent interior. I think Matchbox does really good interior molds. This kind of shows that too. I like the clear roof on this because you can actually see a lot of the interior too. And these doors are working very well. They're very smooth. They also have mirrors, which everyone likes. It's nice when we get mirrors. So that is a win. All right, let's check this out. The G-Wagon, the electric one, the EQ. All right, let's see here. So I think these are the ones in real life that do the, not the crab turn, whatever it is, like the 360 where they rotate, like the emergency turn. We always called it a bat turn because in the 66 Batman, he always pulled the handle and the car like turned around and then drove the other way. So it's a bat turn to me, but this casting looks pretty hardcore. That flat black, it's got the like gunmetal, like almost like smoked gray wheels, which I think is cool. It does have that like EQS, that like electric Mercedes look to it. The updated grille, it is the printer style graphics, just like the Prius, but I think it pulls it off a little better, especially because the Mercedes logo is a little bit bigger. And then that is a pad printed tampo. That is why you can see that one on the hood so well. So let's see on the back here. So on the back, they are all the printer style graphics. So there's a printer version. Look how bad that looks. And then look how good this one looks. Crazy how much different they look. But on the same car too. But it's that little spare tire back there. At least the cover. Really good. I mean, they did a really nice job on this casting. So this one also has mirrors. But this one, probably, let's see how to get these doors open. Some of these, the moving parts are a little hard to get open. Ugh, come on. Was it I think it was the Jeep Cherokee. That one was terrible, but this one actually is a little bit better. So it's really hard to see the interior on this one because everything is black. But to pull this one, you kind of got to pull the mirrors and kind of just yank it that way. But the interior is a little bit detailed. I don't know if you can see that. It is cool. I always like doors. I think doors are pretty simple. And I think this one, especially if there is a big gap in it, the flat black and the black interior kind of hides that a little better than some of the brighter color cars where it's like, oh my gosh, there's a huge door gap. But that one, there is kind of a big gap, but you can't really tell because the truck is black. So again, I don't mind it for the $299 price tag that these cost. I think that is a stellar buy. It is really nice. So all right, the 50 Chevy Suburban. This has come out in a couple colors. I think the last time it was brown, I want to say, for some reason. But I like this. Any type, like I said, any type of old fire vehicle I think is cool. Yeah, oh, this is cool. Look at that. It says Matchbox on the front. I like that. Unit 3. Matchbox Fire Department. This is an interesting casting. So when did this come out? 2020? So this whole thing right here is metal, including the moving part, but then the sides right here are almost like an inner piece that are plastic. So all the fenders are plastic, which I do think makes the casting look a little different. Like, I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but the color on those is just a touch different than the actual metal painted surface, which back in the day, the fenders were a separate piece like that, but they were paint matched. So that part, maybe it's a little but the Matchbox on the front looks great. I think it looks cool. It has a pad printed tampos, the good kind. So let's go ahead and try this moving part here. Oh, look at that. So it has a straight 6 and it is printer style graphics, which look terrible, but it is very detailed under there. The whole engine is detailed, the radiator, there's a lot of hoses, things going everywhere. I wish it wasn't so pixelated, but man, they actually went to a very good amount of detail on this casting. A lot of detail there. So I think that is a really nice execution of a moving part. They had a part that moves, and then when you open it, you can see a lot of detail that you couldn't see before. That is an excellent moving part. Where I like the doors, but when you open it, you can't really see much, so it's like, eh. But when you do this, you're like, oh man, there's an engine under there. That's cool. And especially if you're doing like any type of diorama or anything, I'm a big diorama guy, as you can tell. And when you have the hood popped, it's cool because there's stuff under there. So you can like have, take pictures of guys like working on it, or it's at a fire or whatever else. Really like that one. I think that's a good buy. Matchbox does such a good job with like classic cars like that too. Just overall, they do a good job with everything. So the 2024 Lexus GS, big fan. I think this is a pretty hype casting, a pretty hype car for Lexus. Lexus and Toyota have some really good looking SUVs overall. This is definitely one of them. So I'm excited to see what other colors we get in this one too, because we had a basketball game today, and then we went over to someone's house that has tickets next to us, and they actually just leased one of these, so we got to see it up close, and they are awesome. So really good looking casting. This one looks like it has the printer style graphics, but just like the Mercedes, some cars, especially with the background color, I think they look better. I think this one does look better. The Lexus logo, not so great, but it's definitely better than the Prius one. It's got those like over fenders painted black. It's a very desert tan color is probably what I would call it. GX 550. It says Lexus back there. Got the Lexus logo plate. Not terrible. And look how big and bulky those mirrors are. Just like real life, they're very squared off. But this casting, just like the car in real life, is very edgy. Like it's boxy. And I think they caught that well. So I wish this had a scale on it. That would have been awesome. But let's go ahead and try these doors. Oh, man. Butter smooth right there. Look at that. You can see the detailed interior. Again, I think because the outside color is a little brighter, you get to see more of the interior detail, where the Mercedes, because it's like just soaking up all that light, you can't really see anything in it. So win for this one. I bought a few of these. I like this. I'll probably buy a few more and then set them on my Hot Wheels Elite Transporter and just have a whole row of these, like a truck full of these, because these are pretty cool. Definitely win in my book. I really like that one. So We'll leave the Century to last because I think that might be my favorite. So let's go. The 2023 Ford Maverick, that very lovely blue color. It would be cool if they put like stats on the back and it said what color these are. Just like any of like the RLC cars. I think it'd be cool if they just did that normally so you could actually like tell which color car this is. So you know what? I will say we have had pretty good luck recently with that red insert. So before, like the first couple that I've opened, maybe like a dozen, it was like a quarter of them had paint issues, and now we're not getting a lot of those. So I think Mattel has really kind of mastered these, which I'm thankful for. So cool looking truck. I see a lot of these driving around. They seem to be pretty popular. So again, printer style graphics. You can see the Ford logo. It's okay. It's not the greatest. In the back, the Maverick looks great, and that Ford is a pad printed tampo, and it looks awesome. Same thing back there. Those are the pad printed style, and it looks good. I think those look so much better than the front. The front just don't have the same kind of pop that the one in the back does, but this is a nice casting. Looks pretty good. What opens on this one? Does it have double moving parts? Oh, look at that. The tailgate goes down, which is awesome, and I thought, does the hood open too? Doesn't it look like the hood opens? I think it does. Let's see. We're going to make it open. It does. Look at that. Nice. You can see that hybrid powertrain under there. Double moving parts. How cool is that? That is definitely worth the $299 to have double moving parts. I love moving tailgates because you can do so much more play and display with a tailgate that goes up and down. That is cool. Definite win there. Really, really like that one. That one's pretty cool. So, okay, the last but definitely not least, the 2023 Toyota Century. Boom. Thanks for sticking with me. I really appreciate you guys sticking in there. And as always, let me know what you think of all the cars that we opened. What's your favorite? Which line is your favorite? Have you found any of these in the stores? Definitely let me know in the comments as we wrap up, because I'm always interested in seeing what you guys are finding out there too. But this car looks amazing. It looks very elegant, very gangster, very upscale, very bad guy-ish. I really like its shape. It's to me, this looks more like a new Lincoln Continental than the actual new Lincoln Continental did. This just looks awesome. So it says Century. Horrible, horrible printer style graphics on this. Like, look at that. These are just trash. And it's rainbow. I don't know if you can see that, but the rainbow, because they're mixing like a cyan, yellow, magenta into that to make that color like almost like a silver, but it looks bad. Back here, it looks okay, but when you get any closer to it and actually start looking at it, they're not good. But back here, it's like a 10-foot car. It's okay. So on the side, you have the silver, you have the little Century logo, which is a pad printed tampo. Out back, it's supposed to say Century across the trunk. It's really, really bad. Not a fan of that whatsoever. I think they really just need to dump that garbage and go back to pad printed. And I don't understand why, if you can pad print here on the side, pad print this. You are printing already. You're pad printing silver. Pad print that. Like, it's just so dumb. I hate that. But the moving part on this, as you can see, is the trunk. So let's go ahead and pop this. Nice. And there are bags in the back. Can you see that? Look at that. There are 2 suitcases right there and then a duffel bag, which is pretty cool. It's a little hard to see. I don't know. Do I have a flashlight? I don't know if I can get that any closer. There it is. You can kind of see it there. But that looks great. A lot of trunk room in that one. And it opens, closes nicely. The fitment is good, but the tampo placement on this one, it looks a little low. Like, those taillights should line up with the ones on the fenders, or maybe the fender ones are too high. I don't know. There's just some, no, it looks like the trunk one. It probably should be like, let's see if I can get to match here. It probably should be like more like that. Like, it should line up like that, not like that. So a little bit of misstamping on this one, but this is also one I would like to get a few of and just have like a small fleet because they look so good. Tampo problems aside, they did an excellent job on this casting. I think the wheel choice fit is very fitting for this casting. Man, look at that. The bottom is so chrome. 2023 Toyota Century. Yeah, it's got the exhaust. I mean, it looks good. This is a really, really nice casting. So Matchbox does such a great job. Like, there's not a one of these that I'm mad that I have. All of them look good, whether it's the mainline style 5-pack, the working rigs, the $5 collector car, or any of the moving parts. They just did a stellar job on all these. Just the design elements, really, really nice job. I love the moving part on this. So let me know what you think of these in the comments. Which one was your favorite? Which one is your least favorite? Have you found any of these in the store? Are you collecting any of these, or have you found any that I don't have? Definitely let me know in the comments, because I like talking to you guys about them. You know, talking to collectors about collector stuff is always like the most fun part of doing any of these videos. So I really appreciate you watching this Sam 64 Wheels. Like and subscribe as always. I have so much more content coming. It just is overflowing in my filming area. I just need to bust through it all. So definitely more stuff coming up. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.